Yeah, we all got dreams, but we stuck in the grind. Looking back at the past, but it's time to unwind. Everyone can do it, just gotta take that step. Stop dwelling on the losses, let's rewrite the rep. Hating on the president, calling him corrupt. But let me break it down, we gotta interrupt. Law's been in place, he's just playing the game. Ain't about the man, it's about the system's name. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise, yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past, let the hate fall away. We building the future, let's seize the day. Can't you see? You bleeding all over the matrix, caught in the hype. Man, it's all fake tricks. The medic bag empty, y'all shit out of luck. Wake up before you get stuck. Y'all act like y'all in love, but y'all really in lust. Lost in the fame and the fortune. You ain't got no sense. You got the influencer fixation. You let them run your life. Red or blue, you're just a puppet with strings, always in strife. You think they care, but they don't give a damn. Just chasing the glow, the celebrity clout. They'll play both sides, the red and the blue, but they're just pulling your strings while you're stuck on your move. You're waiting for someone to tell you you're in luck, but mommy and daddy ain't coming, they're not in the cut. You're so blinded by the fame, the glitz and the glam, you forget what's real and who you really are. Wake up and see that you're just a pawn in the game. The red and the blue, they're all just the same. Stop being a puppet and take control of your life and break free from the chains. It's time to ignite. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise. Yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past. Let the hate fall away. We building the future. Let's seize the day. Can't you see? You bleeding all over the matrix. Caught in the hype. Man, it's all fake tricks. The medic bag empty. Y'all shit out of luck. Wake up before you get stuck. Yo, I see the struggle, I feel the pain, but we can't let the darkness keep us chained. We got the power, the voice is the might. Let's come together, turn wrongs into right. Everyone's a player, so step to the front. No more division, let's rise from the blunt. It's not just about politics, it's a call to unite. Stand tall, move forward, let's ignite the light. Yeah, we're all in this together. No need to divide. Let's focus on the future. Let the love be our guide. From the streets to the halls, let's make change. Break the chains of the past. Let's rearrange. Y'all really stuck. Puppets with strings attached, waiting for mommy and daddy to tell them they give a fuck. Y'all wondering why y'all stuck? Damn, can't y'all see? Y'all bleeding all over the matrix and the medic bag is empty. Soldier, in the game of life. You're playing with invisible strings, trying to prove your worth, but you're just a pawn in a bigger fight. They say you're just a number, another statistic in the system, but you're a soul with a story to tell. So stand up tall, break those strings, prove to the world that you're more than just a marionette. Don't let them control your destiny. You're the master of your own fate. Don't be afraid to go after and take. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise. Yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past. Let the hate fall away. We're building the future. Let's seize the day. Can't you see? You're bleeding all over the matrix. Caught in the hype. Man, it's all fake tricks. The medic's bag is empty. Y'all shit out of luck. Wake up before you're stuck. Everyone can do it. How do we move forward? How do we do this? Just add something to it. Some stay stuck in the past. That's not how we last. Y'all hating on the president saying he corrupt. I don't know who he is. I feel like he's implementing what already exists. We gotta rise above the hate and focus on progress. Together we can make a change and leave behind the mess. It's easy to point fingers and place blame, but true change comes from taking action and making a change. Let's unite and work together for a better tomorrow. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, let's focus on what we can borrow. The power lies within us to create a new path, to break free from the chains of doubt and wrath. Believe in ourselves and each other as we strive for greatness. Together we can overcome any obstacle that tries to hold us back. Think about it. It's a little bit of food for thought. Yo, damn, man. Y'all act like y'all in lust, chasing shadows lost in the glitter and dust, scrolling through the feeds like it's life or death. But these influences don't care, man. They just cashing checks, stuck in a cycle, puppets on a string, waiting for likes like it's everything. Red or blue, y'all fighting over crumbs. While the real world's burning, y'all just hum and strong. Hum strong until you know. Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. System got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, taking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. Fist in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter, but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears. But the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers, except how to heal. The scars that run so deep, wounds that time can't seal. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood. But deep down inside, there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part, but nobody sees the cracks in the hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows, but when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain. But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we keep concealed. Taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They said love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into two, but the pain lingers strong and true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me. In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of injustice greed. Against the odds, we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They try to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're shattering their leaps. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite. It's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They're building walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. This in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo when they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left from us. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system. We're breaking the mold. That's in the air. Yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise. Let them know we're here. Riders ignite. So remember this moment. Remember this face. Remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system, and unite.
Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble night. It's your shorty Rachel. I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. All right, so let's talk about it. Current news and uncut truth with a shorty. All right, listen. Let's stop pretending we're shocked. All right. This is America where predators walk free, influencers run city councils, and kids get assaulted, all right, in crosswalks while the system takes a lunch break. We've got fathers stabbed in front of their sons, teachers fired for posts while rapists get plea deals, all right, and cops who go viral for hugs but, throw fists behind closed doors. We watched a man grape a child thousands of times and still breathe air. We saw a public worker exploit a sex worker next to his government car like shame was optional. All right. We saw a man spray liquid on women in Kroger's like their bodies were in, how can I say, were his playground. And y'all still want to talk about due process. Nah, we talking about due accountability. This ain't just broken, all right? It's rigged. And if you're more offended by the language in this message than the crime, right, that is calling out, you're a part of the problem. We're done being polite. We're done being quiet. We're done letting predators and politicians and how can I say performative, all right, protectors write the rules. How can I say? This right here is reckoning. This is the rebuild, and we're not asking for permission anymore. All right, it's time for us to really start speaking our minds for real, but without how can I say, imputing violence. All right, it is so much going on around us. All right, and before. Oh my God, we got these trolls can't figure out which rainbow they want to hop on. And I'm not even gonna fucking put that shit up because if a motherfucker has to come to use the N word on somebody, you see where I'm coming from? Like, listen, man, we got racists all around us, all right? Like, this whole Charlie Kirk situation has, how can I say, sparked up, all right, a whole lot of controversy. And you see the real racists is coming out for real, for real. The ones that got hate in their fucking heart for real. Like, it's crazy because it's perfect to read this little poem before we get this live started. All right, right. And I haven't even given it a name yet. But in a world of colors, we all stand apart. It's the energy inside that reveals the heart. Some keep it real while others wear a mask. True intentions shine bright. No need to bask. Different shades of skin don't define who we are. It's the authenticity that sets us near or far. Some speak the truth while others deceive, but in the end, only genuine souls receive. Don't be fooled by appearances or false display. The real essence within will always find its way. Honesty and integrity will always prevail. In a world of shadows, true colors never fail. So let's look beyond the surface and see what lies beneath. For true character is found in the energy we, all right, bequeath. All right, and for those that don't know what the word bequeath means, it's to give to someone. All right, to it's hard to break it down. All right, but basically it's to give. All right. In a sea of diversity, let authenticity guide our view. Different shades of color, but what matters is you. All right. Like, it is unfortunate what's going on, right? It's crazy how divided, how much more divided we are after, what has been happening. And, boy, listen, I don't know how many, perceive me. I do know that a lot around me, right, just see me as a Puerto Rican mamacita, right? But let me read this to y'all, right? Like, it is more to, it's more to this shorty than what people see, right? They hear, oh, she was born in PR, right? But, listen, it's more than that when it comes to me, all right? So let me tell y'all a little bit about me through this poem, all right? When they see me, they see a Puerto Rican mamacita. That's not just who I am. The ancestors are within. They flow through my veins. All right. Taino roots. All right. Taino roots never forget the pain. Don't dwell, just reclaim. All right, what was taken away. In my blood runs the spirit of those who came before. The strength and resilience I carry in my core. I stand proud, a reflection of their legacy, embracing my heritage, all right, with unwavering loyalty. From the shores of from the shores of Borican to lands far and wide, I honor my roots with every step and stride. My identity is a tapestry woven in history's thread. A Puerto Rican mamacita I never forget in what led. All right. And let's listen. When I speak, I speak within. Like all this that's going on. Like, listen, man. People out here fighting invisible screen. How can I say? It's visible strings just to prove who they really are, and that's a shame. That is really a shame. All right. But with that being said, all right, guys, let me get into this. Let me see. Do I got? I think I got one more poem. Let me read one more poem. All right. And this is, for all the little trolls out there, because we got people out here that feel insecure about themselves and they deflect who they really are onto others. All right. They hide behind keyboards. All right. And they call themselves trolls. And it's crazy. All right. Because there's some trolls out here that are funny as hell. But then we got some out here that are miserable as shit. And with everything that's going on, man, they've been showing their true colors. Right. Because behind the screens, they type away, hiding their truth, afraid to display, projecting their fears online onto others, masking their pain with every line. Insecurities fueling the keyboard's fire, lashing out at those they admire. Unable to face their own reflection, they deflect, seeking false protection. Words as weapons used in disguise to cover up their tears in their eyes. All right, beneath the bravado and digital veil lies a soul yearning to excel. So let's break free from this facade we wear, embrace our flaws, and show we care. No more hiding behind keyboards and lies. Let's rise above. Let our true selves arise. All right. For those of y'all that are hiding behind, keyboards, it's unfortunate. All right. You hiding behind shadows. All right. Deflecting who you really are. That's fucked up. But we're going to get this podcast started. All right, guys. Give me 1 second. I got to get the. Let me get. I don't know what happened. My screen just got that. So let me get my videos on point real quick. Because I don't know what the hell just happened. So let me come over here. All right, let me put that on for y'all real quick. All right, y'all. So I found the video. Give me 1 second. Let me share the screen. All right. So this topic is going to be about time rogue DA may consider castration death penalty, right, in child rape case. Let's talk about it. What happens when justice tiptoes around monsters? A 4-year-old child raped, infected, and forever changed. All right. And now the baton roll DA is considering castration or the death penalty. Some of y'all, how can I say, some of y'all clutch your pearls at the world death penalty, but where was your outrage when her innocence was stolen? Let's get real. All right. Me, I've been saying this for a while. All right. And it's not because I'm a warrior. It's not because I'm a survivor. I feel as though that these motherfuckers out here that take the innocence of a child, whether it's a man or a woman, should. All right, castration ain't gonna work. That shit's been already scientifically unproven. But I feel as though anybody that sits here and take the innocence of a child, all right, grapes, harms, unalives them, should be in a casket themselves. All right, but let's watch this video and I'll give y'all a little more of my commentary. But before that, before we get into the video, all right, let me ask y'all some questions that I wrote down. All right, what legal reforms would ensure child rape cases are protected, swiftly and with maximum penalties? I would like to hear y'all comments down below. All right, especially if you're catching the replay, leave y'all comments down below. All right, and let us Shorty know. How can communities better identify and intervene before predators act? All right, and should chemical castration or death penalty be mandatory in cases involving minors? Why or why not? All right. And if you're in the chat, man, I would love to hear y'all opinion, y'all perspective, your how can I say, y'all perspectives, all right, y'all views, all right, on this. Let us Shorty know. Let's get the discussion started.
Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Elizabeth Val. A Baton Rouge man accused of raping a 4-year-old and exposing her to an STD is now behind bars. Tonight, the district attorney, Hiller Moore, says he's considering some of the toughest punishments possible, including the death penalty. Perry Robinson has more on this. Perry.
Hey, Liz, the DA says this case is one of the most disturbing he has ever seen. He told me he's prepared to explore every legal option available, even ones that could spark some debate.
Anthony Jokes, the Baton Rouge man accused of raping a 4-year-old child and exposing her to an STD, is behind bars tonight. Now, the district attorney says he's exploring every option to hold Jokes accountable if he's convicted, including 2 possibilities that could draw attention across the state and the country.
I can't think of anything worse than raping a child.
Hillamore says he may seek castration or even the death penalty.
I would consider going to the grand jury in this case and seeking a first-degree rape indictment and seeking the potential of a death penalty.
In 2024,
Man, if you know that castration isn't gonna work, man. That's been proven time after time. All right, when they do the castration shit, it has been shown, all right, time after time, that they find other ways. All right, as crazy as it sounds, like some, may be able, some it may work, but the majority of the time, which is a big percentage, that shit don't work. All right, these monsters need to be 7 feet underground. Fuck 7 feet, man. They need to be at the core of the earth with the motherfucking devil himself. All right, flames and all.
Louisiana became the first state to allow surgical castration in addition to chemical castration in certain sexual assault cases, giving Moore a clear legal path to pursue that punishment. But seeking the death penalty in a case like this is complicated. In 2008, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the death penalty for crimes like rape or sexual assault, when the victim is not killed, is disproportionate and violates the 8th Amendment. Still, Moore says there is a statute still on the books in Louisiana that could allow him to make the case.
We do follow, obviously, Supreme Court law, and we know that we would have to change a decision by the Supreme Court to do that. But again, depending on the facts, if they are appropriate, this is something that I would consider doing.
Moore admits.
All right, so it's something that he would consider doing it. But fuck the castration, man. These motherfuckers need to be in the casket, all right? What support systems must be in place for survivors to heal and reclaim their lives? And how do we shift the cultural narrative to prioritize, all right, the protection of children over the rights of predators, which is in place right now? All right, I want people to really, listen, don't go by what I'm saying. I want y'all to go do y'all research. For real, for real.
Depending on the facts, if they are appropriate, this is something that I would consider doing.
Moore admits the idea may split public opinion.
If the facts are there, I think the community would probably support that, although there surely be some that would disagree. I understand that completely. But we'll wait to see what the facts are.
Moore says his office is still gathering evidence and reviewing the facts of the case. Liz, back to you.
Okay, really tough one there, Perry. Thank you.
Man, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, for real, for real. Man, a casket, all right? A casket. 7 feet underground. Shit, man. This ain't just about one man. It's about a system that's, how can I say, this ain't just about one man. It's about a system that lets predators roam until they destroy lives. All right. We're talking about a child who will carry trauma in her bones before she even learns how to spell it. All right. And now we're debating whether the person who did this deserves to live. If you can violate a child and walk away breathing, what message are we sending to survivors, to communities, to future victims? All right. Like, come on, man. These judges out here giving them months behind bars when they should be fucking facing a life sentence. All right. Throw away the key and put them motherfuckers into a fucking hole and never let them see the day of light again. But hey, maybe I'm tripping. This is inventions. All right. This is accountability. And if we're not, how can I say, let me put this into words. All right, let me find the right way to put this, all right? Because this is inventions, all right? Vengeance, my bad. This is accountability. If we're serious about protecting children, then our laws, our outrage, and our consequences need to reflect that. Because silence and softness, they breed more victims, and we're done letting predators write the rules. But hey, maybe I'm tripping, but I'm just, reviewing and reacting to the news, all right, giving my commentary, random thoughts, all right, are coming out, all right. Probably some solutions I'm putting on the table, but that's what needs to be done. But blessings. We got Jesus Faro in the building. Blessings. Thank you for the comment. But I don't think anybody's in the comment talking, so we're gonna move on to topic 2. All right. Now, I'm pause that right there. All right. And I'm just gonna say this before I play the video. All right. Let's stop pretending school is safe just because it has a bell schedule. All right. A young girl in Hazelwood had her hair pulled out, ripped from her scalp. I don't know how many have seen this. All right. Probably a lot have, probably, many haven't. All right. But while adults played blind, come on, let's be real. If you think bullying is just a phase, then you're a part of the problem. Let's talk about what happens when silence becomes complicity. All right. This ain't just about one incident. It's about a culture that lets bullying fester, all right, until it scars. Physical assault disguised as school drama. Nah, man, that's trauma. And when school downplays it, they're telling every kid who's been hurt that their pain is negotiable. We're not negotiating anymore. Let's talk about it.
Little girl should have to worry about missing her and when it's going to grow back.
A family frustrated after a case of bullying leaves this 10-year-old girl with missing hair and neck injuries. This is First Alert 4 at 10. I'm Morgan Harris in for Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. Tonight, this situation at a local elementary school spreading on social media after the girl's mother posted what happened to her daughter. Only on 4, our Kimberly Donahue is hearing from the mother and daughter tonight. Kim?
Corey, this situation has been making the rounds on social media. Trish Clark's frustration and anger about the incident gaining almost 95,000 views on Facebook. Clark tells me she doesn't feel safe sending her daughter back to school after going through an incident that will take a long time to heal from.
Listen, man, I wouldn't send my child back to school either. Listen, both my boys are homeschooled. All right, one is not in school no more. He's 18. All right, graduated. We went through a whole thing. He was into a private school. I mean, listen, he's doing his little thing right now. Like, he's trying to figure out where he fits in. So, listen, all I can say is that I'm a proud mother of an autistic child. All right. Then I got my 15-year-old. All right. He's doing real good. In the beginning, it was a little hard for him to adjust. All right. But he got used to it. And now he's getting his shit together. So, for me as a parent, right, I don't think homeschooling is bad. Do you have to have the time for it? Yes. All right. And you have to want to do this. There's parents out here to take their kids to do homeschooling, and their kids are out here in these streets instead of in front of that laptop getting the education, right? And their parents teaching them way more than just what the laptop is teaching them. But hey, that's a topic for another live. But yeah, I wouldn't. All right. I had to sue the shit out the school district of Philadelphia. All right. Won that lawsuit. I didn't win the war. All right. But I sure as hell won one battle, but not even all the way. All right. Why? Because my child is still adjudicated. All right. For those that don't understand where I'm coming from, do y'all research. My stories out here. All right. On all the channels that I got. I got a shorts channel. I got this channel. All right. This was my backup channel, which is my main channel now. But shit, y'all get the point. Man, it's too much going on with these public schools and not enough parents speaking up.
Both physically and mentally.
I've been better. Way better.
10-year-old Peyton Moreland says bullying by a male classmate at Townsend Elementary came to a head Friday.
Pulled me from behind and dragged me from the concrete to the dirt.
Peyton's mom, Trish Clark, says the school called her about the incident before the end of the school day.
She was involved in a minor altercation with another student, and maybe 2 or 3 dreads had been detached.
Clark was not prepared for what she saw when her daughter came home.
It resulted in her getting 12 to 16.
Yo, they pulled her hair with force. Like they wasn't playing around. That they yanked the crap out of her hair. That's some fucked up shit. Yo, like what the fuck?
In a minor altercation with another student, and maybe 2 or 3 dreads had been detached.
Clark was not prepared for what she saw when her daughter came home.
It
That's more
resulted
than
in
2 or
her
3.
getting 12 to 16
Got like 4
dreadlocks
dreads
pulled out of her head
more
to the scalp, and getting a neck injury from the yanking of being dragged.
Damn.
Upset by what she had seen, Clark took to social media.
My baby is bald. It hurt my feelings because it destroyed her confidence instantly.
The Hazelwood School District told First Alert 4 they're aware of an incident that happened at Townsend on Friday, but could not confirm or deny any information we were told because it is an individual student matter, but provided a statement saying, quote, "The Hazelwood School District has zero tolerance for fighting or bullying. Our administrators are addressing the situation in accordance with district policies and our student behavior guidelines. Anytime a student is harmed, it is of great concern."
I have not sat down with a principal. I have not sat down with a teacher. I have not sat down with the superintendent. I have not sat down with anyone yet.
This is not the first violent bullying incident to happen this school year in Hazelwood. Last month, a 12-year-old girl and her mother told First Alert 4 a fight in the hallway at Hazelwood Central Middle School caused the student to get a black eye and scar on her forehead. What Trish says she has gotten is support from around the country.
We're trying to make a change. This is not about anything else but anti-bullying awareness.
Now, we looked into what you can do as a parent if your child is experiencing bullying. The organization Stomp Out Bullying encourages parents, if their child to find out everything they can about what's going on and where things happened, who is involved, and document it, then meet with school leadership about what's happened and try to make a plan going forward. Clark tells me Peyton didn't go to school today and does not plan on sending her back unless there is a resolution that ensures her safety.
I don't blame them, Mom. I would have been the same way because I did the same thing. And since they didn't, how can I say, they didn't give me a resolution, that made me feel like, okay, my child is going to be safe in the public school again. I didn't send my boys back. You got me chopped. All right. So let me ask y'all this, right? Before we move on to the next topic, what accountability system should schools implement to prevent and respond to bullying with urgency? All right. How can parents and students collaborate to create safer, more transparent school environments? And should bullying incidents be treated as criminal acts when physical harm is involved? All right. Like, I have a petition down below, all right, to get more cameras into these schools. But before y'all say, oh, that's not going to work, I've been working on this for 5 years. Shout out to the parents. They have come together. They have been to the town hall meetings, all right, have spoken up, not just in the town hall meetings, but in the little, community meetings they be having in every community, all right? It doesn't matter what city or state you're in, they have one, all right? They fought, they argued, they debated, and now we know we're trying out a few schools with these cameras on. We've already started out with the dojo classes, all right, which means classes from pre-K to 3rd grade. All right, they already got the little cameras in. The teachers and the parents are able to communicate with each other, all right, and much more. But these cameras are going to help to see what's going on within these classrooms, all right, with everything that's happening in these schools. It's going to help a lot, especially when your kid has to sit here and face a judge and either go to jail, deal with what happens, what's crazy, that what happens a lot in these situations, nothing happens to the bully while the victim has to sit here and pay so many consequences behind it. All right. Awareness is the first step. All right. But action is the destination. If schools won't protect our kids, communities will. All right. We need policies, consequences, and healing, not just hashtags, because every strand of hair ripped out is a piece of dignity stolen, and we're done letting that slide. All right. It's crazy how the damn kids that get, victimized, bullied, hurt in these situations are the ones that got to sit here and, deal with the consequences, pay the consequences. All right. But the kids that do the bullying, the majority of the time, they just let them walk away. So how do we shift school culture from, how can I say, reactive punishment to proactive protection and educate? Because they're not really doing shit when it comes to punishment. All right. What mental health resources must be embedded in schools to support both victims and aggressors? Leave y'all comments down below. All right. And let's get the discussion started. I'm not even going to say, anybody, there's nobody in the chat. So let's keep going. All right. The whole point of this live is to bring awareness. And me, listen, I'm going to say what I got to say unless somebody in the chat has, an opinion and is, starting a conversation with a shorty. So let's move on to topic 3. But remember, leave your comments down below. Let's get the discussion started. I will comment back to anybody that leaves comments. But let's do this, all right? Those that have commented before, those that have had conversations with a shorty, I have been able to bring their ideas along with my ideas and speak to these politicians, all right? Speak to these legislators, especially, listen, that's how can I say, I was able to do something when it comes to these cameras, and I didn't do this alone. All right, parents came together, and I had to take advice from people that I thought were bullshitting me in the beginning. All right, and but in reality, it was guiding me in order for me to get this far. All right, and make this happen. It took not just for one parent; it took for a lot. I was trying to do this shit alone in the beginning, and it wasn't working. All right, so I had to sit here and actually listen. And now, boom, we here. All right. Like when you get with these politicians, it's kind of like a debate on some real shit. It's like you got a certain amount of time to prove that what you're saying is going to work. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. All right. Like these cameras will sit here and help these kids, because now we're not going to sit here and be in the dark when it's time to be in front of a judge and you're trying to defend your child and you be like, well, no, my child, didn't do this, didn't do that. Boom, 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 boom. No, now we know who did it. Was it the teacher? Was it the student? Was it a student on student incident? Like it is not just for the bullying. All right. These cameras are going to help with all the sexual harassments that are happening in these classrooms. All right. Like it's crazy that we got, listen, I'm not even shocked no more. Because I see it and I hear it time after time how these teachers are out here doing way more than just teaching our kids. All right. We got teachers out here having relationships with these kids. So shout out once again to the parents that came together. I got the petition in the description box down below for anybody that wishes, to sign the petition. If you got a zip code, all right, you're able to sign the petition. If you don't have a zip code, like if you're in the UK, Australia, and stuff like that, you cannot sign the petition. But it don't matter where you're at. All right, get with your politicians. I don't know what cities y'all watching from, what communities y'all from, what states y'all watching from. All right, I'm from Philly. I had to get with the legislators. I had to get with these politicians in order to do this. All right, I had to. How can I say here, go back and forth and say, no, man, this is the reason why we trying to do this and prove why it's going to work. Because if not, they're not going to even pay attention. All right. But let's move on to the next topic. All right.
The comedy.
This right here, I don't know why people, listen, I know that the world is a stage, right? But I don't know why people keep putting these influencers and these celebrities into, politics, all right? Stockton City Council and Wilding Out controversy. This shit, I didn't even know that Jason Lee became mayor within the past year, all right? Like, Stockton, is y'all good? Because it's giving city council meets TMZ when your vice mayor is beefing over wilding out and threatening lawsuits like it's a press tour. All right, we got to ask, why are influencers running civic spaces like they're hosting brunch? Let's unpack the celebrity obsession, all right, infecting our politics. This isn't just about Jason Lee. It's about a system that confuses clout with competence. All right, when public funds get tangled in entertainment deals and elected officials start acting like brand ambassadors, who's actually serving the people? The influencer fixation is deep, and it's, how can I say, turning city halls into content farms. We need leaders, not live streams. All right, how can cities inform? Ooh, Ray. All right, how can cities enforce Transparency when public funds are used for entertainment or influencer-led events. Should elected officials be barred from using their office to promote personal brands or media ventures? What systems can be put in place to vet the civic's value of celebrity-led initiatives before approving funding?
Show controversy in Stockton continues. Vice Mayor Jason Lee sent a cease and desist letter to the city over statements he says harmed his reputation.
Today's the deadline for the city to respond, and as of right now, no movement has been made by officials.
Your reporter covering San Joaquin County, Carmela Karcher, is getting answers on this case and how locals feel about the fallout.
10 days. That's how long Stockton Vice Mayor Jason Lee gave city officials to issue a, quote, comprehensive public retraction, or he would sue. In his cease and desist letter to the city, Lee is asking for $25,000 in compensation from damages caused by the city against his reputation, future in politics, and emotional stress, in part from what he says as a pattern of discriminatory treatment. In the letter, Lee and his lawyer say if he does not receive this, he will sue. And the letter claims total damages could even exceed $15 million. This all stems from an independent investigation that's been launched into a comedy show, Wild 'N Out, that came to the city back in May. It was later found $50,000 of the city's risk management fund was used to keep the show being canceled.
Damn.
The city manager says that money was not approved through the proper channels, and the city is now looking into the vice mayor's involvement because of his friendship with the performers. Stockton residents I spoke with aren't happy about the city hall drama, wanting the council to instead focus on issues important to the community.
You know, it's kind of like Hollywood versus the city of Stockton. And so that can always be like a little tricky, you know? You know, what's my opinion on it? It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. As long as the city is getting what it needs, I feel like, you know, let's just kind of work it out.
I have reached out to the mayor, Vice Mayor Lee, and both the city attorney and Lee's attorney. Both council members cannot speak on this because of the pending litigation. The city attorney denied any comment or statement, and I've yet to hear back from Lee's attorney. We should note this investigation and potential lawsuit by Lee are not on tonight's city council agenda, but will most likely be brought up even just through public comment.
Tonight in upstate.
Yo, this shit is wild. It is wild because I can't with them right now. Like, how do we educate voters to prioritize policy over personality in local elections? Like, what accountability measures should exist when reputation management, all right, overshadows public services? Like, listen, politics isn't a popularity contest, all right, guys. It's responsibility. And when celebrity culture hijacks civic duty communities, all right, civic community duties suffer. Let's stop mistaking visibility for value. Because if your city council's trending for drama, not policy, it's time to change the channel, yo, for real. Like, what is we doing? Well, but let's move on to the next topic, all right? Like, this shit is wild. Listen. Upstate teacher fired over Charlie Kirk post. So we're firing teachers over posts now, all right? Not threats, not misconduct, just posts. The invisible strings are out here yanking careers like a marionette, all right? And if you think this is just about Charlie Kirk, you're missing the bigger play. Let's talk about how power policy speech when it's inconvenient. All right. This isn't about protecting students. It's about protecting narratives. When a teacher gets axed for expressing a controversial opinion, we have to ask who decides what's too far. Because if lawmakers can weaponize outrage to silence dissent, then free speech ain't free. It's leased by the powerful, and the lease is getting tighter.
school teacher is out of a job after his social media post about Kirk's death.
Fox Carolina was first to break this story to you as lawmakers from here to D.C. reacted. Alexa Urbach joins us live now in studio with much more. Alexa.
Dana and Justin, word spread quickly online today once a post was shared from this upstate teacher. His name is Win Bolick and was a teacher at Southside High School in Greenville. Multiple South Carolina lawmakers shared.
What did he post so bad? Like, was he outrageous like everybody else that I've seen on YouTube? Let me
And
see.
condemned the post appearing to be from Bolick.
What
It
did he
was about
say?
Charlie Kirk and read in part, quote, thoughts and prayers to his children. But in my honest opinion, America became greater today. Greenville County Schools confirmed after an investigation that Bolick did write the post and that he is no longer employed. Upstate.
Hold on, wait a minute. For giving his condolences? Wait, what did he say?
That he is no longer employed. Upstate Congressman William Timmons was
Go
today.
back.
Greenville County Schools confirmed after an investigation. Honest opinion, America became greater today. Greenville County Schools confirmed after an investigation that both.
I see. He in a way celebrated it. Oh, damn. That is crazy. So he celebrated in a way where it wouldn't look like it was being celebrated. How you give your condolences and then celebrate? What the fuck is wrong with people? Jesus Christ. See?
Bolick did write the post and that he is no longer employed. Upstate Congressman William Timmons was one of those leaders who posted about the teacher's comments and called for him to be fired. We spoke with Timmons over the phone today about the post.
98% of the people in my district thinks that that person is unwell and would never want them near their kids. So, I mean, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care who you voted for president. Murdering, a calculated assassination and murder of a man that was just there to try to have an honest debate and engage with the next generation is just absolutely horrific.
After the district announced the teacher was no longer employed, Timmons posted saying in part, quote, radical politics in the classroom ends here. Students protected, accountability delivered. We reached out to school board members. We have heard back from 2. They both called the comments unacceptable and said they did not reflect the values of the district. One school board member says she's going to recommend his teaching certificate be revoked in the state. Reporting in the studio, Alexa Urbach, Fox Carolina News.
Yo, this is wow. This is wild. Like, it's so much going on with the Charlie Kirk situation right now. Like I feel as though they really trying to pull our strings, right? Because I see all this going on online, right? And maybe in different communities is a little different, but I don't see that same outrage within my community or certain communities outside my community. All right, I've heard people talk about it, but they don't get like the people here online. I don't understand the people celebrating the deaths of someone, right? I understand, all right, if y'all didn't like his point of view, you see where I'm coming from, but listen, man, we're watching a system test the limits of control. Who can speak, who gets punished, and who's next. If we don't challenge these invisible strings now, they'll keep tightening. Every voice sounds the same, and that's not education. That's indoctrination. This is wild. Like, people on social media acting crazy. I don't understand this. Like, let's move on to the next one, man. Listen, yo, what in the world is we watching right now?
Authorities in Atlanta.
Man. Jesus. Let's move to the next topic. All right. Actor charged in road rage shooting at Stockton University. So we're doing road rage with scripts now. An actor, yes, an actor. An actual actor pulls a gun, shoots a woman, and shuts down Stockton University. This ain't a movie, it's real life, right? According to the news. And if your ego is so fragile, listen, let me put it like this. If your ego is so fragile, it needs a firearm to feel seen. You don't need a role. You need a cell on some real shit. This is what happens when unchecked rage meets access to weapons, all right? It's not just about one man. It's about a culture that glorifies aggression, rewards celebrity, and ignores the warning signs until someone's bleeding, all right? Universities are supposed to be safe spaces for learning, not lockdown zones because someone couldn't handle traffic. Come on, man.
Atlantic County have identified the man charged in an alleged road rage shooting. A woman was shot in the face at gunfire, causing Stockton University's campus to go into lockdown yesterday afternoon. New Jersey correspondent Trish Hartman live now at Galloway Township Police with the latest today. Trish.
O'Brien, police say that victim is in stable condition today, and police say she was able to give them a description of the car and the suspect. That suspect has been identified, and he has been charged with trying to kill that woman as they were at a traffic light. Police say this is 46-year-old Ernest Hines of Port Republic, now charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and other crimes after a woman was shot in the face near Stockton University Thursday. Police released this photo from a social media page, adding that Hines worked as an actor. Police say around 1 p.m., 2 cars were at a red light.
Like, he worked as an actor where? Like, in the movies and some shows? Or was he working as an actor in the university? Like, I'm a little...
University Thursday. Police released this photo from a social media page, adding that Hines worked as an actor. Police say around 1 p.m., 2 cars were at a red light on Jimmy Leeds Road near campus.
As they approached the light, the male yelled at her, reached his hand out the window, and fired a single shot.
According to court documents, the woman told police she had her turn signal on and was trying to merge when the suspect vehicle cut her off. When she arrived at the light, she said the suspect cursed at her and threatened to kill her when he pulled out a gun and fired. Police say the shooter fled onto Vera King Ferris Drive on campus, prompting a shelter in place lasting several hours.
That is crazy. A grown man, that feels the need to pull a weapon out on a woman just for words. That shit is wild.
Chopper 6 was over the scene as police investigated. Court documents say the bullet hit the woman in the upper nose. Police say the woman was able to speak to officers about what had happened.
Fortunately, it didn't look like it caught anything major, and she was able to maintain consciousness and speak to her officers. We're very grateful she's okay.
Later in the day, police arrested Hines at a home in the Blue Heron Pines development.
Our suspect stayed silent. However, he matched the description, and we had plenty of other pieces of evidentiary value to link him to the crime.
Now, Hines is locked up here in Atlantic County. We attempted to contact his family to find out if he has an attorney. So far, we have not heard back. Hines is due to appear in court for a detention hearing next week. Reporting live in Galloway Township.
Yo, what in the world is going on, yo? What mental health screening should be required for gun ownership, especially in high-stress professions, yo? Like, how can universities better prepare for and prevent external threats like road rage incidents? Should public figures face stricter consequences when their actions endanger communities? And what role does, media play in normalizing aggressive behavior, and how can we shift the narrative? All right. How do we build systems that de-escalate conflict before it turns deadly on the road and beyond? All right. Leave your comments down below and let's get the discussion started. All right. We need more than outrage. We need reform, because if fame keeps shielding violent behavior and road rage keeps escalating into gunfire, then we're not just failing victims. All right, we're fueling, all right, the next tragedy. Let's stop glamorizing chaos and start protecting communities. Like, look at everything that is going on, everything that's happening. Like, oh, Lord have mercy. Like, Lord, take the wheel. Because right now, I think Satan's in control. Shit. Like, what the fuck? Listen, we're going to move to the next topic, yo.
Well, he was just...
Now, this right here, this is deep, yo. Like, listen. For the men out there, fathers, Shout out to all the fathers out there that take their kids to school, all right? They do what they got to do when it comes to their kids. There's a lot of fathers out here that are active in their kids' lives, but we don't shine the light on that, all right? And this father right here that was active in his child's life, well, listen, this story is about a father fatally stabbed near San Francisco's elementary school. Imagine picking up your kid from school and never making it home. All right. A father stabbed to death in broad daylight, feet from an elementary school. This ain't just tragic, all right? It's terrifying. And if you think this is isolated, you haven't been paying attention to the cracks in our communities. This wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a fight. It was a senseless act of violence that shattered a family and traumatized a child for life. And it happened in a space that's supposed to be safe. So what does it say about our neighborhoods when even crosswalks becomes crime scenes? We've normalized chaos and now it's bleeding into places meant for growth, learning, and love. Like, what community-based safety initiatives can prevent violence near schools and public safeties? How can cities better support trauma recovery for children who witness violent crimes, guys? And should there be stricter surveillance or patrols around school zones during peak hours? I know here in Philly they started doing that in some schools, all right, but we have to get more parents together to get more, all right, around the schools, especially, if we're going to keep sending our kids to these public schools. What role can, how can I say? Let me put it like this. How do we address the root cause of mental health? All right. Because a lot of these cases, I feel as though involve mental health. All right. And I feel as though because people play around, right, use mental health as a crutch, it doesn't get talked about a lot. And we, shout out to the ones that bring awareness to it. We need more awareness. We need to talk about it more. All right. Because I don't know. Like, it's so much violence occurring, right? But could it be due to the ones that don't want to, sit here and take the help, right? Take the treatment that they need? And if so, why is it that they're refusing to take help and treatment? Because I've noticed those, right, that are, that suffer from mental health and do take the help, right, and take whatever treatment is needed that they need, actually thrive in life. I don't know. Those are just questions that I have, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right. Yes, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Blessings to T-Rail. Blessings to Jesus Pharaoh. Blessings to Raymond Chavez. Sono Cool. I don't know. I hopefully I pronounced their name right. And blessings to Hassan Tahir Show. All right. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Just, trying to bring awareness to these current news, bring a positive message, all right, to uplift at the same time, all right, bring solutions to the table. That's what we're trying to do today if we can, man. And blessings to everyone out there, right? And when I say that, man, I say it towards the ones, all right, that say the same thing in return, all right? Hopefully y'all have had a blessed and humble day today and continue to have a blessed and humble day. But, let's see what this, what's going on with this story. It's fucked up, like I said. Like, just imagine. All right. Imagine having to pick up your kid from school and never making it home. Listen to this.
Picking up his child from school, and sadly, it was for the last time after a father is stabbed near a San Francisco elementary school earlier this week. Tonight, police say they have arrested a suspect, and that it was technology that helped lead them to that person several counties away. NBC Barry's Sergio Quintana reports from San Francisco's Tarabal neighborhood.
Witnesses and police investigators tell us the stabbing happened at the intersection of Ocean Avenue and Junipero Serra Boulevard near Commodore Sloat Elementary around 4:30 on Wednesday. In video posted on the Citizen app, you can see emergency vehicles in the intersection.
A tragic, horrific incident occurred during school pickup. A father lost his life.
That father has been identified by the medical examiner as 35-year-old Robert Paul Bird II. His family declined to talk about the attack or the arrest today. Investigators have also declined to share details about what led up to the fatal stabbing, saying the investigation is still in progress. But the district attorney did try to address residents' concerns about this fatal stabbing of a father walking with his child.
We're not going to give specific details. What I do want to reassure the public, though, is that this was not a random act of violence.
San Francisco police investigators turned to technology to help identify and track the suspect. And this morning at about 8:30, 42-year-old Daniel Patrick Rodriguez was arrested in Tuolumne County.
We used our technology resources like our ALPR, automated license plate reader cameras, a drone, and other tools to identify and locate him.
Almost immediately.
Okay. Y'all catching up with the technology. So y'all now using this technology, the technology we've been saying y'all have had to catch criminals. Now is y'all gonna get better with the DNA too to catch the criminals? Because we know y'all got DNA stored in every lab out here in cities and states. Rachel, I think you're saying too much. Continue. Man, because it's too many cold cases. Y'all should be solving them cold cases now. Y'all up to date with the technology, right? Come on, let's go.
Immediately after the stabbing, the staff at Commodore Sloat Elementary activated security protocols and brought all students still on campus into the building. The superintendent of school says they're now sending counselors from the district and Department of Public Health to support students and the victim's family. The superintendent also says they've now held 3 community meetings for parents and their family. But now 2 days after this fatal stabbing, even with the arrest of a suspect, some parents still say they are rattled. Grandparent Taya Gorin says she'd like to see more public safety resources around the school.
They don't have police, they don't have anybody to secure it because it means it should be something done today. This is my opinion.
The district attorney says they're still trying to determine the exact charges the suspect Daniel Patrick Rodriguez will be facing. In San Francisco, Sergio Quintana, NBC Bay Area News.
That is crazy. Yo, what in the world, man? Listen, Hollywood has come out, to, how can I say Hollywood is spewing into reality. Let's put it like that. All right. Like, we can't keep reacting. We need to rebuild trust, rebuild safety, rebuild the systems that let this happen in the first place. I don't know if we could do that, but maybe we could start, a little system of our own. Because if a father can be murdered in front of his child and we just move on, then we've lost more than life. We've lost our humanity. All right. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the next topic. All right. But before we do that, give me 1 second. All right. I have to take a quick little break. Let me put something on for y'all. All right, we back. Ah, shit, we got Stray Godzilla in the building. We got the OG in the building. Shout out to Stray Godzilla 22, man, guys. Make sure y'all go check him out. Great conversations, great topics. But let me give y'all a warning, all right? My OG, listen, he's like one of them uncles in the barbecue. Like, he's raw and uncut, all right? He loves roasting, and listen, just make sure that your emotions and your ego don't get bruised easily when you go watch him, all right? Big shout outs to Stray Godzilla 22, all right? But let's get back on topic real quick, all right? We're going to be talking about, California man charged in dating app murders. Yes, a man charged in dating app murders. This shit is wild right here, man. I don't know what's up with people. Bull, man. Like, Let me ask y'all this. Like, I don't understand this dating thing. I can never understand it because I don't want to date people online. I'm already taken anyways, but that's not the point. The point is, like, I'm going to put it like this. I said that all fucked up and discombobulated, but hopefully those that understand, man. I never understood the dating app shit. It's like there's no chemistry, no nothing. Like, is you're talking to other people that you don't really know until you meet them. And sometimes, the majority of the time, y'all don't even meet. Y'all just stick to this online dating shit. And you know what? I ain't nobody to. I don't know if I'm judging or what. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand this dating app shit. But I don't think I ever will because listen, right? According to my research, dating apps were supposed to connect people, not become crime scenes. But when predators use platforms to lure victims, all right, and background checks are non-existent, we've got a digital Wild West. All right. Prowell's history wasn't hidden, it was ignored, and now families are buying, how can I say it? They're buying caskets, all right, burying loved ones, and because the system didn't catch the signs, all right, this shit is wild. So now dating apps come with disclaimers. Swipe at your own risk. All right, Rockin' Prowell didn't just catfish, he haunted. 2 men dead. One barely survived, and a trail of crimes behind him. This ain't just about one man. It's about how tech trauma and unchecked violence collide.
We're going to go to a disturbing case in Southern California where a man is accused of killing 2 people that he met on a dating app. According to police, the suspect, who is seen here, is also facing attempted murder charges in another case. The Los Angeles District Attorney released a statement calling his acts predatory with a total disregard for life. Stay tuned. Correspondent Marquise Francis joins me now. Marquise, this is a really disturbing case. Police say this suspect was actually already on probation for other crimes at the time of this alleged murder. What else do we know? Murders, I should say. What else do we know about the victims here?
Yeah, I mean, Vicky, this is one of those stories. The more you learn about it, the wilder it gets. This suspect, 34-year-old Racheal Prowl, was already on probation for a slew of residential burglaries. Going back to 2019 and 2021, police have him on camera with a mask, with hair, and he apparently stole multiple flat screen TVs as well as other items. And
You've got to be kidding me. That shit just threw me off. He was just bald-headed on that picture with a fucking shiny head on some. Fuck, like, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? This motherfucker got a wig on over here and sunglasses. It's time to smoke. You know what? Keep your comments to yourself. Mama taught you better.
Then on Monday, he was charged with a slew of charges: 2 murders, attempted murder, burglary, carjacking, and assault with a deadly weapon. In those 2 murders, he lured 2 men in their early 50s, and he from that dating app, and he killed them according to police. In the first instance, 51-year-old Miguel Angel King. Police say Prowl shot him, killed him, then stole his car. And this happened in 2021. Then in 2023, police say he killed Robert Gutierrez, 53. And though the body was not found for Gutierrez, they did find Gutierrez's car in Prowl's garage. And so,
yo, what in the should dating apps be legally required to implement background checks or safety alerts for users? And like, listen, how can law enforcement better track patterns of violence linked to digital platforms? Like, what mental health and behavioral red flags should trigger intervention? How can I say intervention before crimes escalate? Like, how do we educate users or digital safety without victim blaming? This is crazy. What accountability should tech companies face when when their platforms enable repeat offenders like this? Like, look at what Roblox is going through. I mean, I don't know if a lot of y'all know yet, all right? But Roblox is going through a lot of lawsuits right now because they're protecting predators. Moms, dads, aunties, uncles, grannies. Like, I don't know who's taking care of these kids, man. Y'all gonna have to keep a closer eye on your kids, man. Because this world is getting colder and colder by the minute.
they're linking that to him. And then earlier this year, there was another third man, a 40-year-old man who was also met Prowl on the dating app. He went to meet with him. He was bound and then beaten with a bat. He eventually escaped, and then Prowl raced him down and hit him with a car. He broke his leg. And finally, police were able to arrest him, charge him with these murders. And so finally, the victims' families, and really a community are getting answers, and they really just want justice now.
Well, this dates back for several years. All right, Marquise Francis, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember,
Yo, this shit is wild, man. Like, man, we got demons roaming right now on Earth, right? We listen. This is a spiritual warfare. Like, boy, Lord have mercy. We can't keep pretending tech is the mental is how can I say is neutral. All right, if platforms profit of connection, like they need to invest in protection, because when safety is optional, tragedy becomes inevitable. All right, and we're done letting algorithms outbank accountability. Man, let's move to the next topic. All right, like these things be. I wonder if
City employee.
I wonder if it's gonna be live today. I need some laughter in my life. Milwaukee, listen, we got Milwaukee DPW workers exploit apparent sex. Hold on 1 second, because my child just came. Oh, she's over there. All right. Milwaukee DPW worker exploits apparent sex worker. So let's talk about what happens when the people paid to serve the public, all right, start serving themselves in broad daylight. A Milwaukee DPW worker caught exploiting a sex worker next to his government car, not behind closed doors, not off duty, all right there, like shame was optional. This isn't just nasty, all right, it's systemic. Listen, I you know what's crazy? If this was this what Carlos King uploaded earlier? I think he has a video similar to this. This shit is wild. Listen. This isn't just about one man. It's about a culture of, how can I say, impunity, all right? When public employees feel bold enough to exploit vulnerable people in plain sight, it tells you everything about how power protects itself. Sex workers are already criminalized, stigmatized, and targeted. Now they're being used by the very people who are supposed to uphold public trust, all right? And the silence from leadership, defending. Wait, come on, Mouse. Don't fuck with me now.
Milwaukee City employee caught on camera exploiting an apparent sex worker in broad daylight just a few feet away from his marked government car.
The video already has thousands of views on social media, and Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson found the man who recorded it. Fair warning here, some of the content of this story is graphic. It's not suitable for children.
As workers streamed into the field headquarters of the Milwaukee Department of Public Works on Wednesday, one man was not there. The employee assigned to car number 24197.
He's official, got his own vehicle and
A public employee unwittingly featured in a now viral video.
Gotta get them views up, y'all. I gotta get them subscribers.
Recorded by Braden Tolliver.
This nasty work, y'all.
2 weeks ago, Tolliver says he was headed west on Lisbon Avenue near 34th Street.
I don't know. I was just so happened to be in this neighborhood in this area and just be driving past.
When he saw a woman in bright red skin-tight pants talking to a city worker.
She was leaning in.
Did I hear him right, though, in the beginning? I'm sorry, guys. I just got to make sure my ears heard him right, because I swear he said, I got to get them views up. I got to get them subscribers up. Am I tripping? Because we bring in awareness to what's happening, but what does that got to do with his views and subscribers?
It's graphic. It's not suitable for children.
As workers streamed into the field headquarters of the Milwaukee Department of Public Works on Wednesday, one man was not there. The employee assigned to car number 24197.
He's official, got his own vehicle and
A public employee unwittingly featured in a now viral video.
Gotta get them views up, y'all. I gotta get them subscribers.
Recorded.
I can't. No, he didn't just say that. He did say that. I don't know if he was joking around or what, but let's continue. Let's really bring awareness to this.
By Braden Tolliver.
This nasty work, y'all.
2 weeks ago, Tolliver says he was headed west on Lisbon Avenue near 34th Street.
I don't know. I was just so happened to be in this neighborhood in this area and just be driving past.
When he saw a woman in bright red skin-tight pants talking to a city worker.
She was leaning in from the driver's side. They was talking.
He circled the block and came back to find the city vehicle had moved.
So this is where the DPW vehicle was parked, or where was it about?
It was right here.
To a secluded alley right around the corner.
I mean, you know, I know what goes on in this neighborhood.
He pulled out his mobile phone, crept up close.
Less than 8 feet away.
Right here.
And captured what appears to be a government worker engaged in a public sex act at 11 o'clock in the morning.
This is before noon, fool.
This stretch of Lisbon has long been a hotbed of human sex trafficking in Milwaukee. And
Whoa. So this is another case, because I think the one that Carlos King, was talking about, I think there's a white van in that one. This is another one. So damn, we got these nasty ass fucking workers from the government out here soliciting sex from workers. Oh, Lord have mercy. Take the wheel.
While the sex workers themselves are rarely cited, municipal court data shows charges against the men who solicit them have steeply declined over the past 10 years.
All his colleagues gonna know what he been doing.
Of course, it's one thing to solicit a sex act on your own time.
Right.
Another to do it in a taxpayer-funded car.
During city work hours. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling. It's crazy.
In other words,
he might get fired.
A ticket may be the least of his worries.
Could be married, have a wife. Wife doesn't know. She will now after this.
Brian Polson, Fox 6 investigator.
Yo, what the hell? Hold the fuck up. So this is a whole nother case different from I'm gonna do a live on him tomorrow. Like, what policy should be in place to immediately investigate and prosecute public employees' misconduct involving exploitation? How can cities protect sex workers from abuse while pushing for discrimination and dignity? Should public servants face enhanced penalties when caught abusing power in uniform or on duty? And what systems can ensure transparency and community oversight in cases of government misconduct? How do we shift the narrative from punishment to protection for sex workers, especially when they're targeted by those in power? All right. And only in that situation is what I'm talking about. All right. Like, we need more than suspension. We need structural accountability, because if exploitation can happen in daylight next to a city vehicle in front of houses, like, then what's happening in the, shadows? This isn't just misconduct, it's a mirror. All right, and Milwaukee needs to take a long, hard look. Lord have mercy. Listen, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next one. All right, let's move on. Ain't nobody having a conversation with a shorty, so we're gonna move on to the next one, because these cases get only wilder and wilder.
First tonight,
right? Like, whoo. All right. Me personally, y'all know how I feel about sex offenders, right? Like, when they out here taking the innocence of people, when they out here taking what they, can get out there by someone that's willing to give, man, when there's plenty of fish out here in the sea, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, I feel as though castration don't work. I've always said, we need to put them in a casket, all right, bury them 7 feet or deeper, because they need to be burning in the flames of hell with the devil himself, all right? Bristol man pleads guilty to raping girl, all right? Thousands of times. Let's talk about monsters who wear the mask of guardianship. This man raped a child. He was supposed to protect thousands of times, and now we're supposed to entertain the idea, all right, that he deserves rehabilitation. No, man. He deserves a one-way ticket to the deepest pit society can dig, all right? Listen, man. Like, should the death penalty be mandatory in cases of prolonged child rape by a guardian? How can we reform child protection systems, all right, to detect and intervene in long-term abuse earlier? What psychological support structures must be in place for survivors of repeated sexual trauma? This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a calculated, sustained campaign of abuse. A child lived in hell while the system slept. All right. Now that he's finally pleading guilty. We're supposed to clap for accountability. Where was that energy when she was screaming in silence? If this doesn't qualify for the death penalty, then what does? Because if you can destroy a life, how can I say? If you can destroy a life over and over and still breathe free air, justice ain't just. It's broken. All right. Like, how do we hold institutions accountable when they fail to protect children under their watch? And what legal reforms can ensure predators never regain access to vulnerable populations again? Let's watch this.
New developments in a story we have been following closely. The Bristol man accused of sexually assaulting and impregnating a young girl in his care for years pled guilty today to first-degree sexual assault.
And that news comes months after Crystal, his alleged victim, spoke to me, a News 8 for an exclusive interview. And now we're hearing from her attorney after Berriel's plea in court today.
An admission of guilt at New Britain Superior Court as 65-year-old Roger Berriel of Bristol pleads guilty to sexually assaulting a girl in his care for years.
To hear the state's attorney recite the facts, essentially as she alleges them, and the judge ask him whether those facts are true, and him admit and say yes and plead guilty, was very powerful.
Last November, we first brought you Crystal's story, the young woman who bravely sat down with us exclusively, detailing how she was allegedly sexually abused by Berriel, her former legal guardian, for more than a decade as a child, and became pregnant at just 12 years old. Yes. Nate Baber is Crystal's attorney.
It was really nice that she got some justice today. She feels proud that she was able to stand up to this guy that she was abused by for so long, and she feels hopeful. This is the first time in a very long time that she feels hopeful that what she did was the right thing and that people are listening.
Crystal continues to pursue a multi-million-dollar claim against the state and the Department of Children and Families, saying DCF failed to intervene in the abuse, despite DCF employees voicing concerns about Roger Berriel. DCF also endorsed Berriel's guardianship of Crystal when she was pregnant with his baby at 12 years old.
Wow. Just like she did with this criminal matter, she's ready to fight, and fight we will continue to do.
Oh, she's 12 years old. Why he didn't get charged with statutory rape at all? If anything, they were helping him. Lord, when did it change? Because when I was a teenager, right, that was considered statutory rape. But now, Lord have mercy.
Crystal when she was pregnant with his baby at 12 years old.
Just like she did with this criminal matter, she's ready to fight, and fight we will continue to do.
Roger's wife, Darlene Berriel, was also charged in the case with risk of injury to a minor. She's due back in court later this month.
Throw away and lock the key for that bitch too, because she ain't a woman, she's a bitch. And I don't give a fuck who get mad at me. Yeah. All right. The ghetto came out. All right. The ratchet came out. Whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. All right. That bitch too. She knew what was happening. Throw away the key, man. Listen. Put that bitch in a fucking casket right with him. Send them to hell together. All right. Let them burn in the flames together.
Meanwhile, Roger Berriel is expected to be sentenced on November 11th. He faces a maximum of 25 years behind bars. We, of course, will continue to follow this story for you.
This shit is wild, man. Lord have mercy. Like, what in the world, yo? Like, we need laws that match the magnitude of the crime. We need communities that protect children like sacred ground. And we need to stop giving predators the benefit of the doubt, because every time we hesitate, another child suffers, and we're done hashtagging. All right? We're done hesitating. Lord, grab the wheel.
I remember the first time I made my mama a promise. I was so young, fucked up in the head, had to toughen up. Even though that was a promise I knew I could never keep. Just peep.
If what up to debate? that somebody's sitting here raping a child that's supposed to be the guardian? Should they be in a casket? There's no rehabilitation for that. Somebody that's continuously doing that. I am not debating that shit. That motherfucker deserves to be burned. All right, not here no more. Like, as crazy as it sounds, yes, they do. All right, like there's no debating that. No debating that. Too many chances have been given to these predators.
I remember the first time I made my mama a promise. I was so young, fucked up in the head, had to toughen up. Even though that was a promise I knew I could never keep. Just peep, cause this is deep. Mama, I try to reach, why you try to breathe? You knew he was nothing but a leaf. He was just like Adam, but instead of the apple, he grabbed the fruit of your leaves, and to him they tasted like peaches. That's when I knew that promises were meant to be broken if they don't come from the heart. Damn, that's fucked up, mama. You put your child in the middle of your promise. You put your whole world on your child's shoulder. Not once thinking that in the future she'll have her own birds. She screamed, mama, please, while she begged on her knees. Let my protector come back into my life with her wrist sliced in the air, God, please. As time passed by, she learned what a curse and a blessing was, and now she is blessed to be.
That's wild. There is no debate. Like, who the hell would want to debate? I listen. Who in the world would want to debate what I just said? Put them in a casket. Castration don't work. I don't give a fuck if it's a man or a woman. Who in the world would want to debate that unless you're protecting these motherfuckers? Listen, with all the proof out there in these motherfuckers, y'all telling me still give them a second chance. Too much proof? Nah, man, get the fuck out my face with that shit. Somebody sits here and tells me, oh, well, let's debate that. What? 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 Fuck out of here. We look at, get the fuck out of here, man. That's why we're in this situation now, because motherfuckers want to debate justice, all right? For motherfuckers that come out here and grape kids. Like, is y'all fucking serious? So when the kids retaliate, like the Melendez brothers, right? They go to jail. They go to jail for retaliating. Oh, man, fuck it. Nobody want to listen. Nobody's paying attention. Like, because that's what happens the majority of the time. You know what? I'm done with some people. Some people say the dumbest shit ever. Let's move on to the next topic. Some people say the dumbest shit ever. It's unfortunate. Want to debate that. What the fuck? I didn't know I was saying anything debatable. Lord have mercy. All right, so I don't know if y'all got TikTok or not. All right, but this officer, all right, is he's a part of TikTok. All right, TikTok cop Tommy Norman arrested for domestic violence, for domestic battery. Let's put it like that. All right. So let's talk about the wolves in uniform. Tommy Norman, the cop who went viral for hugging kids and handing out snacks, is now facing domestic battery charges. And y'all wonder why trust, all right, in law enforcement is in the gutter. Shout out to them cops out there, all right, that, how can I say, sit here and have a passion for what they do, all right? They don't sit here and abuse, all right, and hide behind a badge. On some real shit. So, once again, y'all wonder why trust in law enforcement is in the gutter. When the good ones turn out to be violent behind closed doors, who's left to protect? This ain't just about one officer. It's about the illusion of virtual. All right. Norman built a brand of compassion, earned awards, and racked up millions of followers. But behind the filters, all right, and the fanfare, his wife says he hit her in the chest during an argument, and now the same system that praised him is quietly placing him in administrative leave, hoping that the public forgets. We're not forgetting. All right. Like, should public figures in law enforcement face stricter scrutiny when accused of domestic violence? All right. How can police departments ensure transparency and accountability when their officers are influencers? What systems can protect victims when the abuser holds institutional power and public admiration? All right. How do we separate genuine community service from performative branding in law enforcement? And what reforms are needed to prevent domestic violence within police households and support survivors? All right, let's watch the video. I don't know how many of y'all know who, this officer is, but he has become very, very famous and he goes viral a lot with his videos on TikTok.
Tommy Norman joins me now from Little Rock. It is an honor and a pleasure, sir, to have you on.
I'm Officer Norman. Up on you, Carol. Hey, everybody. We love you too, Carol.
What's up? Welcome back to my channel. So by the title and the thumbnail, you all know why we are here. So as of last night, Tommy Norman arrested for DV. So it's been reported officers were called to his home just before midnight. Where the assault was reported, the police spoke with his wife, who claimed the pair had an argument and he struck her on the chest with the back of his hand. In the arrest document from the officer, there was a small visible injury to her chest. Norman told the officers that he was trying to block his wife from trying to slap him. Now, keep in mind, they have been married for 12 years. This is his wife, Rosalind. Currently, he is now on administrative leave.
A lady named Ms. Hendricks from Hayward, California sent all these boxes of clothes, and you guys open it up and see what you can see, what you want. You got something for your family. We got boots. We have clothes. Look at those boots. See if they'll fit you. Look at the sizes. Thank you to Ms. Hendricks from Hayward, California. Y'all look at.
They've been together for so long. What made him get aggressive out of nowhere? Like, was he always aggressive, or was this a first time? All right, because one thing I could sit here, right, watching the video, shout out to everyone that DMs me these videos, all right? One thing I could sit here and say is, right, we do have a lot of women out here, all right, that, I don't know, they get tired of being with a man and they want a way out, and they find, either they cheat or they scream abuse. So, I mean, let's keep watching, because I don't want to say for sure, because I'm sitting here thinking, right, we do want to get rid of domestic violence, but we don't want to keep incarcerating men, all right, that haven't committed something. But then if he did do this, his ass needs to be behind bars. And it's crazy, right, how, somebody could pretend to be one way in front of so many, but behind closed doors be another. So, hey, let's not jump into conclusions. Let's see what this is about.
You can see if you got your sizes in there. Here's a extra XXL shirt, but thank you to Miss Hendricks from Hayward, California. See if they'll fit you. I think those are gonna be too big for you. There's some nice stuff in that box. Some jackets. It's gonna start getting cold. Winter jackets. Oh, your mama gonna love that. That's a perfect fit. Wow, that's a perfect fit. Look at me. Look over here. I like that. That's a perfect fit. I'm here with Kashonda. Kashonda, you got a package in from Mary Garrett, Houston, Texas. There's a zipper right there. She thanks a lot of you. She's been keeping up with you. And so she sent you. Yeah, I think she's with Mary Kay. I believe she's with Mary Kay. So, yeah, and those little things, you just have to let them fall. You can pick them up later.
Shower gel. So did she make these?
No, I think she's a Mary Kay representative, and she reached out to me, and she wanted to send you. Yeah.
For your lips, a lip balm.
What is that?
A hydrating cleanser.
Eat y'all popcorn with me. You need me to open it for you? Hold on.
This roll still work at Before?
Uh-huh.
You see, he don't look like the person that the wife is describing. So we're gonna go a little forward, all right, to see what's going on.
It's like.
So this is his family. This is his house.
This meatloaf is amazing.
I know.
I love the onions.
Oh, we got me. I'll eat onions.
Onions are good, right?
I still do. It's healthy for you too. I still eat onions.
Beautiful.
Oh, this not his house.
What's your name?
Nene.
What do they call her?
Taviana.
Taviana, I'm Officer Norman. I got a surprise for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
What goes on behind closed doors.
Love you too. Bye.
Well, as you can see, Tommy, he does good work in his community.
He does.
He often shares his day-to-day interactions with the community and the donations that his followers send to the people that he show. And yeah, so this is a really sad situation because, wow, you never know, what goes on behind closed doors, especially with a person that you follow online. But let me know down in the comment section, do you watch his content? And if so,
I've seen some of his content. But I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But if something is, right, we need to take accountability that doesn't stop at the, surface. Because when image outweighs integrity, abuse hides in plain sight. If we're serious about justice, then even the heroes have to face the music, all right? No badge, no follower count, no viral videos should shield someone from consequences. This is wild, man. like when you look from the outside in, it seems like nothing's going on, but you don't know what the hell is going on when you're looking from the inside out on some real shit, because it's like what's happening behind their closed doors we don't know about.
The gruesome
Shit be all day, man. We're gonna move on to the next topic, all right? We got 3 family members arrested for murder, all right, of missing NY men. 3 family members, 1 missing man, and a murder charge with nobody recovered. All right, if that doesn't scream cold-blooded, I don't know what does. When your own blood turns on you, it's not just betrayal, all right? It's brutality, and the silence around this case is louder than any siren. All right, it's not my first time hearing about this case. It's not my first time, seeing the news clip about it. All right, but we're gonna talk about it today. I've had, a lot of people bring this up on my DMs. All right, so let's talk about it. All right. What investigative tools can help recover missing bodies in case where suspects are already in custody? All right. How do we identify and intervene in toxic family dynamics before they escalate into violence? And in this society, Lord have mercy, you have to be careful. All right. Should harsher penalties apply when multiple family members conspire in a murder? And what support system exists for families of victims when the perpetrators are relatives? Like, how can communities foster trust in law enforcement to report suspicious behavior even within families? This wasn't a random act. It was calculated, all right, intimate, and buried literally. The fact that the body is still missing tells you everything about how deep the description runs, all right? And when families become crime syndicates, we need to stop treating murder like a mystery and start treating it like a pattern, because this ain't the first time love turned in. This ain't the first time love turned lethal, all right? And it won't be the last unless we start asking harder questions.
murder case out of Camden County. The 48-year-old victim was last seen back in June.
Today, prosecutors announced charges against 3 members of the same family allegedly involved in the killing. Action News reporter Trish Hartman is live in Camden with the latest on this investigation. Trish.
Yeah, Sarah, there are many disturbing details in this case. The Camden County prosecutor says that a man, his wife, and his son are charged in this case. They're accused of killing this man and then dismembering his body. Months later, the victim, according to authorities, still has not been found.
This is a
That's
pretty
crazy.
quiet street. A lot of
You
families
okay,
live
baby?
here, so it's kind of surprising.
Authorities say it was here along Barrett Boulevard in Camden that the victim, 48-year-old Harold Miller, was last seen back in June. Now, Everton Thomas, his wife, Sherry Parker, and his son, Deshaun Thomas, are all charged in connection with his killing. Everton Thomas is charged with first-degree murder. Parker and Deshaun Thomas are charged with desecration of human remains.
Oh, wow.
According to the Camden County
That's
prosecutor,
crazy.
surveillance video and cell phone data placed Miller at the residence on June 12th. Moments later, a gunshot can be heard in the video. Miller was never seen leaving the property, and he was reported missing by his family on June 14th. During the following days, authorities say Sherry Parker and Deshaun Thomas made trips to various stores, purchasing cleaning supplies, contractor bags,
Hi,
a
Sunshine.
chainsaw, and more. According to court documents, a witness who lives in the home told investigators Deshaun said his father woke him up and asked him to help chop up a body. Another witness said there was a strong odor of what seemed
What
like
in
a
the world?
decomposing body and heard power tools being used in the basement, adding that Sherry Parker said, quote, "A wife gotta do what she gotta do." Investigators say surveillance video showed Everton Thomas and Deshaun Thomas making several trips to the Tamarack Apartments dumpsters, where they dumped several large trash bags. Neighbors were horrified.
It's terrible, man. It's a nice complex.
Authorities say Everton Thomas fled to Canada the day after a search warrant was executed on June 20th, where bloodstains were found in the home. He was arrested Monday at the Port of Buffalo when he crossed back into the U.S. Now, Sherry Parker and Deshaun Thomas are in custody locally. They are due to appear in court next week for a detention hearing. Everton Thomas is in custody in New York State. He's awaiting extradition back to New Jersey. We're live in Camden. Trish Hartman, Channel 6.
Damn. Like, justice doesn't end with an arrest. It begins with truth. And until this man's body is found, until the full story is unearthed, we owe it to every victim of familial violence to keep digging, because silence is the soil where, how can I say, these crimes grow, and we're done letting them bloom. All right. With that being said, we're going to move on to the next topic. And this is the last topic. All right. This is going to be all the time that I got for y'all, man. But listen, man. We need to get it together, all right, as a society, because there are invisible strings out there trying to have us fall into a trap, all right? And we need to stick now together more than ever before.
All right, now to a...
Like, this man got caught spraying liquid on a woman at Kroger's, all right? We're not calling this man a creeper. We're calling him what it is, a predator. Following women around Kroger's and spraying liquid on their backsides like it's some twisted game, that's not awkward. That's assault. And if you're still minimizing this, you're a part of the problem. All right? Should acts like this be classified as sexual assault under public safety laws? How can stores implement real-time alert systems to protect shoppers from harassment? And what legal consequences should apply when bodily autonomy is violated in public spaces? How do we shift cultural norms to stop excusing or minimizing predatory behavior? And what support systems should exist for victims of public harassment to report and recover safety? All right, this is what happens when society teaches men that women's bodies are public property. This man didn't cross the line. He erased it, all right? In the fact that he felt bold enough to do it in a grocery store in full view of cameras and customers tells you everything about how normalized this behavior has become. It's not just creepy, it's criminal. All right, let's watch.
A suspect in custody accused of following women in a store and then assaulting them.
Farmington Hills police arresting this man right here. We are showing you his mugshot because police say there may be more victims out there. The suspect now charged with fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct.
Multiple incidents were reported at a Kroger on 11 Mile and Middle Belt, all in 1 week. Tonight, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham speaking with shoppers and police about what they say was a violation of a sense of safety.
According to investigators, a woman shopping at this Kroger says she felt something was off about a man who seemed to be following her in the store. Ultimately, her contacting the police alerted the store, which led to the suspect's capture.
The victim reported that when she was inside the store, she noticed that there was a gentleman that kept in close proximity to her, even though she moved throughout different parts of the store. Every time she turned around, that certain individual was very close to her.
An unsettling shopping experience for a woman simply trying to buy groceries on September 4th. Farmington Hills Police Lieutenant Mark Kelly says at some point, the woman felt something on her behind.
She felt a unknown liquid on the back of her pants, and she wasn't sure if it was something that came from the ceiling or something inside the store.
He says the woman reported the incident to Farmington Hills Police the next day. And after police surveillance and alerting the store, investigators say store employees spotted the suspect on Monday. He's identified as 20-year-old Dion Otis Grant. We're showing his mugshot because police want to encourage any other potential victims to come forward. As it turns out, detectives say Grant did the same thing to another woman just minutes before he was captured.
We were able to obtain clothing from both victims. That evidence has since been sent to the lab for testing.
As investigators await the results to determine what that liquid is, Grant has since been charged with 2 counts of 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct. We spoke with shoppers about the incidents.
Especially because I shop here all the time. You know, it's kind of scary just to know that, you know, that it's people in this area, you know, that is actually targeting women like that.
I just think it's scary. I think you should be able to go into the grocery store any time of day, get what you need for yourself or for your family, and not feel so concerned about that. It's happening more and more, and it's incredibly concerning.
We are living in some difficult times, and I think people need to really be careful.
Anyone who recognizes Grant and believe they're a victim of a crime is encouraged to call police.
That's probably the hardest thing for a lot of victims.
Grant's next court date is September 19th. In Farmington Hills, Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
5 o'clock, a debate over free speech.
My bad. That's not for today's live. So let's get that out of there real quick, man. It's a lot going on, man. Listen, all I could do is just, you know, give commentary, bring awareness to what's going on. All right. Like, it is wild out here, man. It is really wild out here. Like, the system ain't broken. All right. It's performing exactly as designed. Let's stop calling this chaos. All right. This is choreography, a system that lets child rapists rack up thousands of assaults. Let's cop go virals for hugs while throwing fists at home. Let's influencers play mayor while real issues rot in silence. That's not broken, all right? That's functioning exactly how it was built. We got schools where bullying is brushed, not bruised, all right? We got schools where bullying is brushed off, all right, until scalps bleed. Grocery stores where women get sprayed like they're props in a sick prank, all right? Dating apps turn into hunting grounds and public workers exploiting sex workers like it's just another Tuesday, all right? You think these are isolated incidents? Nah, man. This is a culture of unchecked power wrapped in PR and protected by silence. All right. And don't get me, started on the family that murdered a man and still won't say where the body is, or the father who got stabbed in front of his son while walking near a school, or the graphic signs posted where kids walk. All right. Because grown adults need shock value. All right. To feel heard. Like, this ain't just about crime. It's about cowardice. Cowardice in leadership. Cowardice in, in police. In policy, all right? In policing and in policy. Like, cowardice in every institution that chooses optics over action. We're not asking for justice anymore, all right? We're demanding, all right, a demolition. Because if this is what normal looks like, then normal needs to burn. For real. Like, we need to regroup, rearrange, rethink things, all right? It's too much going on, all right? Like, I read some poems earlier, but I left one out. And before we end this live, all right, I'm gonna read these little poems real quick. All right, I still don't got no names to them. These are poems that I've been writing down as I've been listening to what's going on, listening to YouTubers, listening to podcasts, conversations that I've had out here within my community. All right, and here's the first one. I still don't got a title on it, but shit, I'll figure it out later. Oh, I don't know what the hell my phone just did. Hey, calm down, all right? Shit. In the heart of the city, innocence thrives, but corruption lurks. Oh, what the hell? Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, because I don't know what's going on. Uh... All right, my bad. I had to check that. All right, give me 1 second. All right, here we go. In the heart of the city, innocence thrives, but corruption lurks where darkness arrives. Born from deceit, tainted souls take form in a community where innocence is the norm. Children play in the streets lined with lies, while corrupt minds plot under disguise. Innocence shattered by greed and power in a community where corruption towers. We are a community of light and dark, where innocence battle corruption's mark. All right, but in the end, is unity we seek to rise above the corruption that makes us weak. Here's another one. Behind the screens, they type away, hiding. Behind the screens, they type away, hiding their truth, afraid to display, projecting their fears online onto others, masking their pain with airy line. Insecurities fueling the keyboard's fire, lashing out at those they admire. Unable to face their own reflection, they deflect, seeking false protection. Words as weapons used in disguise to cover up their tears in their eyes. Beneath the bravado and digital veil lies a soul yearning to excel. So let's break free from this facade. Let's break free from this facade we wear, embrace our flaws, and show we care. No more hiding behind keyboards and lies. Let's rise above. Let our true selves arise. All right, none of these got names yet, but hey, they'll come later on. In a world of colors, we all stand apart, but it's the energy inside that reveals the heart. Some keep it real while others wear a mask. True intentions shine bright, no need to bask. Different shades of skin don't define who we are. It's the authenticity that sets us near or far. Some speak the truth while others deceive, but in the end, only genuine souls receive. Don't be fooled by appearances or false display. The real essence within will always find its way. Honesty and integrity will always prevail in a world of shadows. True colors never fail. So let's look beyond the surface and see let's look beyond the surface and see what lies beneath. For true character is found in the energy we bequeath. And for those that don't know what bequeath means, all right, it's to give. All right. It's hard to break it down, all right, but shit, I ain't the dictionary right now. But it's basically to give forward, all right. In a sea of diversity, let authenticity guide our view. Different shades of color, but what matters is you. All right. And this one is more, describing a little bit of, describing me a little bit, all right? When they see me, they see a Puerto Rican mamacita. That's not. When they see you, what you need, babe? It's on the headphone. I'm almost done. When they see me, they see a Puerto Rican mamacita. That's not just who I am. The ancestors are within. They flow through my veins. All right. Taino roots never forget the pain. Don't dwell, just reclaim what was taken away. And my bad, I'm getting a little distracted. In my blood runs the spirit of those who came before. Their strength and resilience I carry in my core. I stand proud, a reflection of their legacy, embracing my heritage with unwavering loyalty. From the shores of Borican to lands far and wide, I honor my roots with every step and stride. My identity is a tapestry woven with history thread. A Puerto Rican mamacita, never forgetting what led. All right. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to see y'all next time, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy the stream. And if y'all did, smash that like button for a shorty. If y'all didn't, man, the dislike button is right there. Guys, there's different ways of supporting this channel. We will be doing giveaways, but man, we need more members for that. Shout out to the 2 people that became members. All right. But in order for us to do like the poetry giveaways, like the books and stuff like that, hoodies and all that, y'all have to become members. If y'all ain't members, we can't do the membership giveaways. All right, guys. So just stay tuned. All right. And let's do this. So if y'all ain't become members yet, make sure y'all do. All right. So with that being said, till next time, this y'all Shorty. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day.